The leading private sector lender in the country, HDFC Bank, has released its Q2 FY22 results earlier today, and at the outset they look quite solid. The net revenue number is now past 25,000 crores and saw a growth of around 14.7% on a year-on-year basis. Net interest income as well has grown a healthy 12.1% over the course of last year and currently stands at around 17,500 crores plus. The PPOP, which is the pre-provisioning operating profit, now stands at 15,800 crores in Q2, a growth of 14.4% on a year-on-year basis. Gross NPAs, which is the critical number for HDFC Bank, which stood at 1.47% in Q1 of FY22, now stands at 1.35%. So a good strong performance with regard to NPAs at least for Q2. Gross NPAs were obviously at 1.35, but even net NPAs saw quite a large improvement. So net NPAs, which stood at around 0.48% at the end of Q1, now stand at around 0.4% in Q2. The core NIM number has been quite stable across last year and has come in even in Q2 at around 4.1%. The profit after tax number has risen 17.5% on a year-on-year basis for the bank and now stands at 8,834 crores. So overall, a very good performance on the income side of the financial statements. Moving on to how the balance sheet looks. Advances have seen a 15.5% increase on a year-on-year basis. Good strong growth, now standing very close to 12 lakh crores in terms of advances. And even deposits have seen a 14.5% increase, in fact above 14 lakh crores now in terms of the cumulative deposit number. CASA has come in at around 46.8%, slightly below the 47% mark, which was provided to us during the pre-earnings period. The CASA growth has been at almost 29% year-on-year, so very strong growth across the board for HDFC Bank. Now, the current quarter provisions have come in at around 3925 crores, which is quite low in comparison to Q1, which stood at around 4800 crores. So a good strong reduction in the quarterly provisions made. The CAR, which stood at 19.1% in Q2 of FY21, now stands at 20%. So strong growth there as well. Other income grew around 21% year-on-year, and this now comprises around 30% of net income for the bank. And the balance sheet size for the bank has grown 14.6%. Let's look at some of the operating metrics for the bank. The bank has expanded to 256 new branches over the trailing 12 months. The branches now stand at 5686 branches across the country with almost 16,700 ATMs for HDFC Bank. Their employee base has grown by around 12,300. Total employees are now almost 1,30,000, and operating expenses have gone up 15% year-on-year. That's something one may need to note down. Moving on to how the subsidiaries performed. HDFC Securities total income was up 42% on a year-on-year basis, close to the 500 crore mark, and PAT 2 has grown 44% on a year-on-year basis, in fact closer to the 240 crore mark. With regard to HDB Financial Services, net revenue grew around 12.1% on a year-on-year basis. PPOP grew around 8.6% on a year-on-year basis, and PAT came in at around 192 crores versus a loss of 85 crores. So some amount of tailwind even for the subsidiaries, especially HDFC Securities, which is showing really good promise. That particular area or that particular field across the sector has shown good numbers over the last couple of quarters, and HDFC really tapping onto that one as well. So overall, a strong set of numbers for HDFC Bank.